The Seattle Seahawks made out like bandits with the Russell Wilson trade. Like, for real. You get, like, what, 3 first-round draft picks for the next couple of years with the Broncos, who were just a train wreck this year. And yes, I know they got Sean Payton, but at least for this draft, you made out like bandits, getting a top 5 pick and everything looking this peachy. Like, you got to love it. You got to love it because I think that this is going to be a huge draft for the Seahawks, who just came off a season in which they made the playoffs. Kind of wild, if you ask me. But I think the Seahawks, they're heading in the right direction. And John Schneider and company, yes, they are. I love what they did, especially getting the Broncos pick like that and making it happen. But today, I'm going to bring you back here for a second. So today, we're doing our very first edition of our mock drafts for all 32 teams this year. It's our 1.0, meaning a couple things. Number 1, no trades. Just stick and stop. Stick and pick, see where the board falls, see how things kind of go, before free agency and before things really start happening for NFL teams. So, mock draft, stick and pick, and also just see how the board falls. Those are the 2 things no trades, stick and pick, see how the board falls. Anyway, so we'll go into it right here, kind of show you my settings. All 7-round mock draft, care for positional value, high. Draft for needs, also high. New randomness, we want this to be as realistic as possible. And then we will get the Seahawks, and let's go. So, start the draft. So, yeah, they got 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds. Yeah, things are looking really good. So a couple of things of need here for the Seahawks. So, yes, C.J. Stroud is there at 5. I think you really like how Geno Smith played this year, so obviously you're not going quarterback. However, you do have a choice because I think the Seahawks are in a position where they've got enough draft capital. They can go get whoever they want in this draft. Doesn't matter. Clearly, they got a top 5 pick. It starts here for me, though. I love me some Myles Murphy. I've looked at him and Tyree Wilson. Now, Tyree Wilson, to me, has the biggest upside in this draft, but Myles Murphy, man, like the way he just comes off the edge, the way he does things, he's just, honestly, he's going to be a really good player. So I really feel like you got to go Myles Murphy in this spot. I've seen the mock drafts where you go Tyree Wilson as well, but at the end of the day, Myles Murphy's just a bad man. He's just a bad man. So you get a little bit of D-line help there with Myles Murphy. And then, who, by the way, can play both end and tackle. It doesn't matter where you got him. And a 3-4 or 4-3, he's going to be a really good player for you. So now you get to the bottom of the first round here with your 20th overall pick. So this is where things get interesting because I personally think that, if Peter Skoronski falls, I think he's more of a guard. So, that could be definitely a target for the Seahawks when we do more of these drafts moving forward. But so you got your help on the edge a little bit here. I would really like to trade down here, but Osiris Torrance here is a stud. We just put out a video, or we're going to put out a video about him a little bit later tonight. But, man, he's just one of those guys that, 6'5", 350, came from Louisiana, went to Florida for a year and dominated. He went against Jalen Carter and held his own. So, you know what, Osiris Torrance here, I think he's the best guard in the draft. I think that he's got a lot of upside. He doesn't get bull rushed often. He's a road grader, and he also, doesn't let up those sacks either. Literally did not allow a sack in his 4-year college career. Yeah, there we go. Osiris Torrance here. A little bit of a reach again. I do think that the Seahawks could potentially trade down, maybe get more draft capital, but if Torrance is there, it doesn't get any really much better than that. So now you're in a position where you are sitting at 37. You come back at 51. This is interesting because I still think you can double down on edge. I love Tuapolotu there. I really love me some Tuapolotu, I think he's going to be a fantastic player in the NFL. At this level, so you got Drew Sanders, you got all these guys. Dalton Kincaid there out of Utah. This is tough because the Seahawks, they'd always draft well. Kaylee Ringo, Nathaniel Dell out of Houston. Tank, you got to love Tank Dell. Let's see. Darnell Washington, JL Skin. Yes, of course, I know that's not it. Ooh, John Michael Schmitz. Does he fall to 51? Maybe. If he doesn't, there's a lot of other centers that I'm comfortable taking here. But I think at this stage of the game, you kind of go BPA and Kalai Cansey coming up out of, and I know I'm never getting these names right, but Cansey coming up out of Pittsburgh. We're going to put out our defensive tackles, and we've already put out our edge, but Cansey can get it done. He can absolutely get it done. It makes a lot of sense here. You double down on that, and then also you can potentially get your guard of the future. Or Drew Sanders is a bad man too. Like, he can do a pass rusher. He can play a middle linebacker for you. This is tough. I'm going Cansey. I'm going Cansey. You double down on your needs there, and hopefully, John Michael Schmitz is there. Awesome. Okay, John Michael Schmitz is there. You solve the problem at guard. You solve the problem at center, and now you can go BPA. Literally the rest of the draft, you can do whatever you want. You can go buy the mountains if you want to, or I know that doesn't make any sense, but you can literally go with the best player available here, and you absolutely love it. So at safety, I mean, Cedric Tillman's also there. Oh, DeJuan Jones. Nah, you've got your tackles played pretty well last year. I think he's more of a right tackle. I love me some Jordan Battle. You might not necessarily need him, but you've taken care of all of your needs. Noah Sewell's there. Do we triple down on it? No. Steve Avila there out of TCU. He's a stud. Luke Weipler. This is tough. I don't want to No, we said BPA. We're going BPA. I'm going Jordan Battle here out of Alabama. Dude's going to be a stud in the NFL as well. I do think that I don't necessarily know that's a position of need, but I mean, this guy, at least being on your special teams, it doesn't get any better than that. Now, you could probably double down with Weipler if you wanted to go that route, absolutely, but it doesn't matter. Oh, Antonio Mafi. If he gets a little bit of coaching, he could be very, very... Marvin Mims, a wide receiver there in the 4th round. That's a steal, though. That's a steal. Cedric Ben Prawn is there. I also want to get Jarrett Patterson. I'll go guard. Right now I'm going Marvin Mims here. I love Marvin Mims. I think he could be that number 3 wide receiver that the Seahawks have been waiting for. Yes, I know you got DK Metcalf as well as Tyler Lockett, but Marvin Mims is going to be a bad man. He's going to be an absolute stud in the NFL. All right, now, okay, Nugent is still there. You go BPA here. You have so much stuff to work with. Oh, Broderick Martin. Ooh, out of Western Kentucky. Okay, I see you. Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State. Luke Haggard. Kai Garner. Oh, this is tough. Do you want to... Okay, you know what? This is going to be a little bit of a... You know what? No, we're going to go BPA here. And we are going to go with Broderick Martin at not a position of need necessarily. We've already gotten our D lineman a little bit of help there, but this is BPA. You're back in a couple of picks, and I think you can go and get Drake Nugent there. Drake Nugent, again, this is a little bit of a reach, but Drake Nugent is a guy that can play center and guard and do it at a high level in the NFL. I love the Drake Nugent pick coming up. You triple down on offensive linemen here because, I mean, hey, you can never have too much protection. Now, same time, Schoonmaker's there. I'm going to get 4 guards. How about that? No. BJ Thompson. Interesting. Nick Hampton. Let's see. You guys want to... I mean, a running back... I don't see it. Walker had a heck of a year this year. I really don't see it. Aubrey Miller Jr. out of Jackson State, tackling machine, help you out on special teams. I mean, 6th round, you're kind of getting in a spot where... Keaton Thompson's there. You have your pick. You can literally pick whoever you want. Jared Clark. DJ Dale. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit against the unpopular opinion here. I'm going to go with Jaron Hall. Here's why. Because you can get him in the 7th. Actually, no. I'll do another draft. We'll trade down in the future draft and get Jaron Hall because right now we are not going to reach too much. So I like Aubrey Miller Jr. here, the linebacker out of Jackson State doing his thing, tackling machine for you. At the very least, you get a guy in special teams that's just going to go around like a heat-seeking missile. Not a problem for you. So I think that the Seahawks were in a really good position here. Again, I know that there's going to be a lot of things that change with free agency as well as, obviously, a lot of people getting signed and everything, but we'll go ahead and start it out here. So, Miles Murphy, again, here at 5. Again, I know Tyree Wilson's that dude. He's like 6'6", 6'7". Dude's, he's got all the talent in the world. I think he's honestly, like I said, he's got the biggest upside in the draft. But Miles Murphy is that dude. I think he could be John Randall 2.0. Yes, that's right. I said it. I hate to say that as a Vikings fan, but he could be John Randall 2.0. Osiris Torrance there at 20. I don't care what PFS says. Osiris Torrance here, he honestly is going to be a first round pick. And so to get him up to reach a little bit, again, you could trade down here, but Osiris Torrance, you suture up that right guard spot and you don't even worry about it. And then you get Cansey here. Oh, to help off that defensive line. He's going to be a bad man. And then you get John Michael Schmitz, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because, he's the 53rd ranked prospect and you get him at 51, like at kind of towards the butt end of the second round. Like, I don't see what the problem is. Like, John Michael Schmitz could very well be the best center in the draft, but again, it is what it is there. He's having a heck of a Senior Bowl too, by the way. Jordan Battle, the safety, coming up, making some plays for Alabama last year. I really like the pick here. Again, you don't necessarily reach. You get him kind of where you would want him. At the very least, a very good backup player before he does potentially break out into a starting role. Marvin Mims here at 122. Quite honestly, I really felt like Marvin Mims at Oklahoma was a game changer, that it didn't get the credit that he deserved. I think with the Seahawks, he doesn't have to be that number one guy. You've got, like we already talked about, Metcalf as well as Lockett. And so you've got Mims there as your number 3. That's a dangerous thing going to Seattle too, by the way. So Broderick Martin, the defensive lineman coming up out of Western Kentucky, he's an absolute stud. I think getting him in the 5th round, that's tremendous value. Also, Drake Sargent coming up. Again, a little bit of a reach with this one. I'm okay with that one, though, because Drake Sargent can play guard, he can play center, and he can do both at a high level. So I'm not really, too upset about that one. Again, Drake Nugent. I don't know what's wrong with me. Drake Nugent is going to come out and do some big things in the NFL. At the very least, be a very good backup offensive lineman. When I see him, I see flashes of Trey Smith for the Chiefs because I do think he's got a better anchor than a lot of people think, and I think he can take it to opposing defensive linemen. And then finally, Aubrey Miller Jr. Jackson State, it's fun to go get your linebacker there. Overall, they gave us a B. You can't tell me that getting Cansey, Torrance, John Michael Schmitz, doubling and tripling down on your offensive line, getting you some help, also getting you a couple of 3 quality pass rushers there that I could all honestly, like Broderick Martin, I'm not sure if he's going to be a starter, but Murphy and Cansey are both going to be starters for you and going to be absolutely hands. So I don't care what PFF says. I love what we did in this draft. I love it being the first draft that we did for the Seattle Seahawks. I think there's a lot of things left to come and a lot of things left to happen for the Seahawks, and they're in a great position. I think that they can go get whoever they want in this draft. But let us know what you guys think, and make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our very first mock draft 1.0 for the Seattle Seahawks for the 2023 NFL Draft.